welcome to American Pro Wrestling. Welcome to American Pro Wrestling. We're starting it off with Baron Victor Krause. Baron Victor, you've been in the television title hunt lately, but tonight you're going up against one of one, Nate Saturn. He's been on a hot streak.
Tonight I have Nate Saturn, the intergalactic superstar, one of one, whatever you want to call him. Tonight I give him a little lesson on mythology and I put an end to him. Icarus flew too close to the sun. He let his hubris grow too large. His wings melted and he crashed into the sea. Well, tonight, I'll melt Nate Saturn's wing and send him crashing right back to the locker room where he belongs. And that is all you need to know.
Ladies and gentlemen, first, please welcome the referee for all of tonight's contests, Phil the Red! And now, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, representing the Axis is Evil, from Dusseldorf, Germany, weighing 331 pounds, Baron Victor Krause. His opponent, from Princeton, West Virginia, weighing in at 202 pounds, he is one of one, Nate Saturn.
All right, folks, and welcome back to American Pro Wrestling. We're starting it off tonight with a barn burner. We have one of one, Nate Saturn up against Baron Victor Krause. Baron Krause, a former television champion, he's been back in that hunt, but Nate Saturn's been on a winning streak here in APW, and he's standing in the way. But Nate Saturn getting out of the way there. And up and over into an arm drag on Baron Victor Krause to start this contest off. Referee Phil in there already checking on Baron Victor Krause. Nate Saturn showing the quickness and the power. It is not an easy task to take over a man Baron Victor Krause's size with those arm drags. We'll have to see if this strategy pays off. Baron Krause, actually, despite his size, will get down on the mat and wrestle you, but he'll also just stick his fingers right in your eyes and right across the rope, just working over the eyes. Nate Saturn, certainly not legal. Trying to hit, oh, Nate Saturn showing the quickness. Just jumps straight at Baron Victor Krause. Not quite a cross body block. Victor Krause out to the apron. Nate Saturn trying to drag him back up, and just a chop to the throat, reminiscent of Tracy Smothers. Just a staple of that. That huge clothesline nearly turning Nate Saturn inside out. 1, 2. So close on that count. Nate Saturn still staying in this contest. Victor Krause. Only a 2 count off that huge knee to the gut. Now just clamping down the hand on Nate Saturn. grinding in the elbow. Now right to the eyes again of Nate Saturn. Referee in there with the count. And Baron Victor Krause is taking control of this match, maybe hoping to stop the momentum that one-of-one Nate Saturn has had here in APW so far. Victor sends him into the corner and, trying to go in for maybe a splash of some kind, but Nate Saturn with the elbow right to the face of Baron Victor Krause. Krause catches him too. Only a 2 count. Caught him with that belly-to-belly suplex. He likes to call it the belly-to-Berlin suplex. But now he's just grabbing onto Nate Saturn, and not a lot of technical wrestling like I thought would come out of Victor Krause, but just grinding across the eyes of Nate Saturn. And if you can't see, it's hard to fight. But Nate Saturn firing back up. Those shots right to Victor Krause, coming back off, and a big clothesline does not take Victor Krause down. Another big clothesline, and he's going back to the well. And Victor Krause just nailing him right in the breadbasket, turning him inside out once again. Krause jawing at Nate Saturn and coming back and now working that midsection yet again. Has the claw cinched in right in the abdominal region of Nate Saturn, but Nate Saturn is not giving up. Some shots to Victor Krause to get him off, and Victor rolls to the corner. Nate Saturn fighting to get back to his feet. Nate Saturn goes back to the arm, but then just throws a hand and another hand, and he's trying to rock Victor Krause. Krause has just had enough and just beats him again with that clothesline. Krause with a cry of anguish and hatred right now. Victor Krause measuring for an elbow, winds it up and puts it right in the chest of Nate Saturn. Going for the cover again. 1, 2. Very close 2 count. Referee's hand was coming down for the 3 when Nate got his shoulder up. Victor Krause pulling Nate Saturn back to his feet. Right into the corner. Face first into that turnbuckle. Now Victor Krause firing up and finds no one home. Nate Saturn. Clothesline after clothesline. Going a 3rd time. Will it pay off this time? Pushes him back and huge drop kick. Nate Saturn out of this world with that drop kick. Up in the lights with that one. 2 count, but good ring awareness from Baron Victor Krause. Just simply grabbing the rope. It's a very smart move. Takes less effort to grab that rope than to try to get your shoulders off the mat. But Nate Saturn now going up top. It's high risk. Will it be high reward? Victor Krause stirring. Nails Nate Saturn. Nate Saturn, scoops him off the top rope. And my goodness, is that a Fire Thunder driver? Wow, Nate Saturn 2. Nate Saturn kicks out of Krause, going for the pin again. Just trying to wear Nate Saturn out. Victor Krause getting frustrated after that huge Fire Thunder driver nailing Nate Saturn's head into that mat. Now Victor Krause going up again, going up to the 2nd rope, going for perhaps a Vader Bomb rebound type splash, measuring, and there is no one home for Victor Krause. Nate Saturn going back up top. What's he gonna do? Oh my goodness! Blockbuster off top, 1, 2, 3. And Nate Saturn has gotten the win over Baron Victor Krause with a high-flying maneuver. 1-1 out of this world. Nate Saturn picks up the Duke again.
Do you think you have what it takes to step inside the ring and mix it up with the stars of American Pro Wrestling? Well, now is your opportunity to be trained by the very best. To put in your application, dial 681-207-3175. You could see yourself one day on Championship Wrestling Television.
All right, folks. Nate Saturn coming off that big win. He's out here with the Dawson brothers. The new era here in APW. The Dawson brothers, you guys have been in tag team action the past few weeks. 1-1 now against the Mid-Atlantic Aces, but one of you is going to be in tag team action tonight. Charlie, that's you, right? Yes, sir. All right. And Drew, what are you going to be doing while he's in the ring there?
I'm going to be watching get that win.
So what do you think? So you're going to be going up against Joe Brody one-on-one.
You know, last week we should have done better. We should have prepared for the Aces to cheat us like they did, and this week we're ready. We're ready for Joe Brody to pull out any stop. We're ready to win.
All right. Charlie Dawson in singles action later tonight.
Located in Bassett, Stewart, and Floyd, Virginia, offers martial arts classes specializing in Little Dragons, Taekwondo, Karate, and Sport Karate Competition Team. RMA has programs from ages 3 to adult, including family programs. Grandmaster instructor, 7-time world champion, and USMA Hall of Fame inductee Scott Rudder has over 35 years studying and 25 years instructing martial arts. Martial arts can help you increase focus, learn self-control, self-discipline, respect, as well as increase awareness, self-defense, and social skills in a fun and safe environment. For more information, check Rudder's Martial Arts out on Facebook or visit www.ruddersmartialarts.org or call 276-340-3944.
All right, I'm here with Joe Brody, who's going to be going up against Charlie Dawson in singles action.
Is that who it is, Clutch Carver? Did they finally decide which one of them's going to get in the ring with me? Which one of them's going to go out of here in an ambulance tonight? This match is only 10 minutes on television, and I'm worried about that. The reason I'm worried about that is because I've only got 10 minutes to beat the absolute Christmas stuffing out of this kid. We proved it last week. I'm going to go in the ring, and I'm going to prove it again tonight, Clutch Carver. The Mid-Atlantic Aces are where it's at in professional wrestling, okay? We are the top tier, and everybody else is trying to climb that ladder and get up to where we're at. But you know what we're doing? We're stepping on fingers, and we're punching people in the head on that way up. There ain't nobody going to make it to the top of the mountain, and they especially ain't going to do it over top of me.
I mean, the Dawson brothers do have a rare win over the Mid-Atlantic Aces.
Look, man, they've got something that means nothing in the grand scheme of things, okay? In the grand scheme of things, it means nothing, okay? I've got 3,000 matches in my career, at least, okay? I'm going to say it's okay. I've lost a few here and there, but the thing is, the vast majority of them, I come out the winner, and I'm going to come out the winner again tonight. You just stay tuned and watch. All you people stay at home and watch, and all you people in this arena, watch what happens to this kid. I'm going to set an example in the ring right now.
All right, thank you, Joe Brody. Joe Brody in action against Charlie Dawson in his singles debut next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, representing the Mid-Atlantic Aces, from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 248 pounds, Joe Brody. His opponent, from Coal City, West Virginia, weighing in at 193 pounds, Charlie Dawson.
All right, fans, we're in here with our second match of the evening. We have the veteran Joe Brody of the Mid-Atlantic Aces going up against Charlie Dawson of the Dawson Brothers in his singles debut. Joe Brody beforehand mentioning the Dawson Brothers, of course, they hold a 1-1 record as a team against the Mid-Atlantic Aces. Joe Brody says that loss as a team is just a drop in the bucket in his career. But Charlie Dawson is going to be looking for his first singles win. He is young and he is hungry. But Joe Brody already just dropping a knee right across Charlie Dawson's head. Joe Brody just methodically taking his time, but Charlie Dawson firing up, hoping for that first win. Getting a jump start on Joe Brody. Charlie Dawson sends him in. Brody reverses into the corner. Brody with a big back elbow against Charlie Dawson. He's down in the corner and now just stomping that boot right on the throat of Charlie Dawson. Referee in there with a count, getting him out there. Joe Brody, the point of that elbow right into the back of Charlie Dawson's head. Dawson seems a little bit dazed early in the match, but will not give up. He's fighting back. Shots to the midsection. Fights Joe Brody all the way back to the ropes. Sends him off. Fires up. Back elbow from Charlie Dawson. Going for the pin. One. Only a one count. Charlie Dawson right back on him, grabbing that wrist lock. Working Joe Brody down to the ground. Doesn't matter how many years you've been in this industry, despite the many decades of Joe Brody's experience, joints can still be put in a hold at any age. Joe Brody those elbows and goes up to the second rope. Oh, and a fist drop off the second rope from Joe Brody right to the forehead of Charlie Dawson. 1, 2. Joe Brody, the rear chin lock, pulling back. Charlie Dawson, Joe Brody protesting to the ref that was a 3 count off that fist drop. Looked like a 2 to me, but Charlie Dawson fighting back. And Joe Brody just yanking on the hair of Charlie Dawson, lost his footing from that. And the laces right across the bridge of the nose. Charlie Dawson, a huge chop. Joe Brody jawing at the crowd while he takes his time with Charlie Dawson. Charlie Dawson is firing back, but Joe Brody with a great equalizer there. Fingers right to the eyes. You can't see, you can't fight. Charlie Dawson off the ropes, rolls past an elbow from Joe Brody, and Charlie Dawson still fighting back. Tried for an Irish whip. Joe Brody looks like he landed outside, and Joe Brody now taking the fight to Drew Dawson. Drew Dawson fighting back, referee paying attention to Charlie, and Joe Brody goes right into the ring post courtesy of Drew Dawson. Drew Dawson saying that he had nothing to do with that. As the ref checks on the outside, Joe Brody still on the outside, while Charlie Dawson is catching his breath on the inside, but Joe Brody slow to get to his feet. Charlie Dawson giving him the breathing room to get back inside. Charlie Dawson looking pretty confident now. Joe Brody looking a little punch drunk from that shot to the head on the outside against that post. Charlie Dawson throwing those hands. Joe Brody, Russian leg sweep off the reversal. Classic Joe Brody. Charlie Dawson is down again. Referee now counting both men down. You can't win the match when you're both on your back. Referee up at the 5 count, both men. Joe Brody with that boot to the midsection. Brody. Brody taking those shots from Charlie Dawson. Joe Brody has been busted open from that post outside. Oh, kitchen sink knee to the midsection. Explains why Joe Brody has been a little bit woozy since getting back in the ring. And Joe Brody now just punishing Charlie Dawson in the corner with those punches. Now choking Charlie Dawson on the rope. Drew trying to get his brother involved. Get him back into this match, cheering from the outside. But Joe Brody now just is punishing this kid in the corner. Charlie Dawson fights back again and again, throwing hands at the veteran Joe Brody. Referee admonishing him for those closed fists, but Charlie Dawson just almost can't help himself, going off on Joe Brody. Referee gets him out of the corner. Charlie Dawson now circling as Joe Brody gets out of the corner, and Brody gets him back in the corner, thumb to the eye, making Charlie Dawson pay for giving them that breathing room. Charlie Dawson now taking more shots to the head. Joe Brody, another big elbow. Another big elbow to Charlie Dawson. Pulling him out of the corner. Off the ropes. Charlie Dawson jumps over Joe Brody. 1, 2, 3. And after Joe Brody kind of got into it with Drew Dawson up on the apron.
Here's your winner, Charlie Dawson.
Charlie Dawson picks up his first
That's
win.
Dawson with a dude.
I think the referee got a little confused there, and it allowed Charlie Dawson to capitalize.
Cowboy Gyms is now Grundy Flea Market. New ownership, same friendly vendors. Huge selection of merchandise with knives of all types. Tools galore, mechanics tools, garden tools, general merchandise. Anything you want. Men's clothing, women's clothing, books, albums, CDs, household furniture.
Right, I'm here with Hillbilly Big Joe. You're going to be taking on Colton Tyler here in a moment tonight.
You know, Crash, I've been watching this kid. Kid's got great potential. He's been back there, though, listening to people like his cousin, Kevin Tyler. Yeah, they're cousins. I found that out. But you know what? I'm going to set the kid on the righteous path tonight. I'm going to show him what's really supposed to be going on. How you're supposed to win the right way. Straight down the line. I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
All right, putting on a clinic tonight for Colton Tyler, showing him the way. Hillbilly Big Joe, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 205 pounds, Colton Tyler. His opponent, from Man, West Virginia, weighing in at 401 pounds, he is Hillbilly Big Joe.
right, folks, we're back with our third contest of tonight. We have Hillbilly Big Joe against young Colton Tyler. Big Joe, before the match, said that he hopes to teach Colton Tyler a lesson that he's been talking to the wrong people, like his cousin, Kevin Tyler, currently of the Mid-Atlantic Aces. But Big Joe taking his time starting off. When there's a size difference between guys like Big Joe and Colton Tyler, you almost have to, if you're a guy the size of Colton Tyler, you just kind of have to measure your spots. Like Colton Tyler already with a cheap shot. Hitting that chop block on Big Joe, and Joe down to one knee, and now trying to throw hands at Big Joe. But Big Joe just stops him immediately with a headbutt, and Colton Tyler is sent reeling. And oh, there's another big headbutt. You know, normally when you see a guy headbutt another guy, there's a little bit of a flinch, but Hillbilly Big Joe is just not fazed by these headbutts, and thunderous suplex on Colton Tyler. Kid's holding his back. Actually surprised, having trouble staggering to his feet. And Big Joe just stalking him. He said that he was going to teach him a lesson. He was going to teach him the right way. I don't know if Colton Tyler's going to, well, Colton Tyler right back to the eyes. I don't know if Colton Tyler is going to have enough brains left if Big Joe keeps scrambling him like that. But Colton Tyler, cheap shots, fists. I'm not sure this is exactly, the cheap shots might help him, but I'm not sure throwing these hands is a good idea against a guy the size of Big Joe. But I guess Hillbilly Big Joe again with another teaching moment. Colton Tyler just staggering all around this ring, but still trying to take it to Hillbilly Big Joe, and scoops him up like a sack of potatoes and down on his back. Colton Tyler writhing around in pain, trying to slowly get back to his feet. Hillbilly Big Joe just snatches him up, shoots him into the ropes. Colton Tyler off, tries a clothesline. That's not the soundest of strategies. Hillbilly Big Joe actually saying, try another one. Another clothesline. We're going to have to find out if Colton Tyler is going to pass this learning curve here. Is he going for a third clothesline? Oh, okay, well, Big Joe braces himself. Here comes Colton Tyler, and third close. Oh, that actually seemed to stagger Hillbilly Big Joe just a little bit, but it only seemed to make him mad. But Colton Tyler back to the eyes. The referee admonishing him. Colton Tyler shots to the head again, and oh! Big Joe shows him the error of his ways with a headbutt straight back to him, picks him up. A reverse bear hug. Nope, he has the arms, throws him around. Oh my goodness! Big Joe told me he was going to unveil something later, and he calls that the pint lick twister. That ripcord clothesline nearly took the head of Colton Tyler off. Colton Tyler motionless on the mat.
Here is your winner, Hillbilly Big Joe!
Hillbilly Big Joe with a big move for a big win.
All right, guys, I'm here with Anthony Xavier and James Frost in tag team action tonight. You guys are going to be going up against the tag team champions Mid-Atlantic Aces in a non-title match. If you win, you will get a future title shot at Kevin Tyler and Anthony Purdue.
Bradley, let me hear you. One time for the one time. Clutch, things have not been the same since I lost my APW tag team title. And Kevin Tyler and Anthony Purdue, Tony Purdue, whatever you want to call them,
They think that they got an ace up their sleeve, but I'm working with the tag team specialist, James Frost himself. So here's the thing. Tonight, title or no title, if we win, we get to call our shot. And that's something I plan on doing with you, my man. Tell them how it's going to be.
Beckley, what's up? Hey, you see, me and Anthony, November 1st, we got an opportunity for those APW tag team titles. Now, see, you used to have them. You used them. I never touched them. Let's make something happen.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, James Frost with the championship pedigree himself.
Look, Bradley, I try not to tell any lies. I try to not make any excuses. Tonight, I'm planning on rewriting history and rewriting the timeline because, look, Anthony Xavier without gold, James Frost without gold. What kind of universe is that? What kind of universe is that?
All right, this match up next. James Frost, you ready?
Absolutely.
Come on, let me hear you. Are we going to do it or what?
All right, Colton Tyler, Tony Perdue up against James Frost and Anthony Xavier in a non-title match up next.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 453 pounds, Anthony Xavier and the Snowman, James Frost. Their opponents, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, at a total combined weight of 513 pounds. They are the reigning defending APW Tag Team Champions, Tony Perdue, Kevin Tyler, the Mid-Atlantic Aces.
All right, fans, this is Clutch Carver here for this non-title tag team match. The Mid-Atlantic Aces, current champions, up against the team of Anthony Xavier and James Frost. If Xavier and Frost win this match, they will get to have a future title shot against the Mid-Atlantic Aces. James Frost starting off against Kevin Tyler, which is probably to Kevin Tyler's liking. His former tag team partner, Anthony Xavier, out on the apron in the opposite corner. Every time that Tyler's been in there with Xavier, he's been hesitant because Xavier's just chomping at the bit to get a hold of Kevin Tyler for what he did to gain those tag team championships for himself and for the Mid-Atlantic Aces. All right, and Kevin Tyler apparently needing to talk to me about something, not sure what, but James Frost in on the lockup, and for being the coldest man in the Mid-Atlantic, James Frost is full of fire. Every bit as much as Anthony Xavier, James Frost does want a piece of Kevin Tyler. Kevin Tyler taking his sweet time to start this match, which is not too bad of a strategy there. You know, that shows the veteran savvy of Kevin Tyler, because when you have one side fired up and ready to go, slowing down that pace can frustrate a guy, have him make a mistake. And Kevin Tyler coming in and going right at the arm of James Frost. James Frost trying to fight back, trying to get a reversal in, and reverses that wrist lock. Anthony Xavier employing James Frost to wrench that arm. Kevin Tyler reaching the ropes. Clean break by James Frost. Not sure that he would get the same consideration from Kevin Tyler. Kevin Tyler telling the referee to back him up. Conferring with his partner in the corner. James Frost is ready to go. Kevin Tyler taking his sweet time. James Frost goes right back into that lockup and right back into a wrist lock on Kevin Tyler. Kevin Tyler trying to find an opening. Oh! Knee to the midsection of James Frost. That was his opening to regain control of that wrist lock. Not scientific, but it did the job, and now elbow down on the arm of James Frost. James Frost escapes back into a wrist lock of his own again. James Frost willing to go hold for hold against the veteran Kevin Tyler of the Mid-Atlantic Aces. Kevin backs him into the corner. Referee with the count. Kevin Tyler shot to the head, then straight into a headlock, a side headlock. And apparently still talking to me for some reason, but distracts him from James Frost, just giving him a shot to the breadbasket. Kevin Tyler wrenching in that side headlock. You can see the anguish on James Frost's face, but he's definitely not giving up, not this early in a match. But Kevin Tyler using that power on James Frost. Frost trying to back him up against the ropes, trying to shoot him off, but Kevin Tyler held on. That's a veteran savvy of the Mid-Atlantic Aces. Now Kevin Tyler jawing at Anthony Xavier. Anthony Xavier jawing right back at Kevin Tyler. Kevin Tyler working that headlock, but James Frost trying to work out of it. Slaps on a side headlock of his own, trying to give Kevin Tyler a taste of his own medicine. Wrenching that headlock. James Frost has brought Kevin Tyler down to his knees with that side headlock. Kevin Tyler trying to pull James Frost, shoots him off the ropes. Frost with a shoulder tackle on Kevin Tyler. Kevin Tyler already reaching for the corner. And James Frost just running the ropes on Kevin Tyler. Kevin Tyler holding his back on the outside for a little breather, perhaps a juice break. James Frost certainly pleased with himself. Kevin Tyler likes, here comes Anthony Xavier in. I'm not sure Kevin Tyler will want to get back in this match. Referees count up to 6 before Kevin Tyler back on the apron, slowly getting in. Anthony Xavier telling him to get in there. Kevin Tyler backed into the corner already. Throws a huge clothesline and goes straight into a hip toss. And up into a scoop slam by Anthony Xavier. Anthony Xavier shooting Kevin Tyler off the ropes. Big back elbow from Anthony Xavier. Every time Anthony Xavier's in there, it's like he's reliving that betrayal from Kevin Tyler, and he's out for revenge every single time. Anthony Xavier makes the tag. James Frost goes up top. Anthony Xavier holding Kevin Tyler, holding the arm. Here's James Frost. With a double axe handle across the bicep. Kevin Tyler, and goes right back into that wrist lock arm ringer. And Kevin Tyler distracts the ref just for a second, then straight to the eyes. And an armbar DDT into the mat, known as divorce court in some circles. So you're divorcing the arm from its socket, and Kevin Tyler working over that arm, and here comes Tony Perdue. Tony Perdue, not as much for the words as Kevin Tyler. He prefers to let his wrestling do the talking, but boy, does it talk. And huge snap of the arm on James Frost. James Frost smacking it, trying to make sure there's feeling in it. Tony Perdue comes into the match for the first time and immediately makes his presence felt, working over the arm of James Frost. James Frost just almost screaming in pain from what Tony Perdue is doing to that shoulder. Kevin Tyler walking out of his corner. Oh, another big elbow from Tony Perdue on the arm of James Frost, and Kevin Tyler comes back in after Tony Perdue has made short work of that arm of James Frost, and now Kevin Tyler pleased with himself. That shoulder block into James Frost's shoulder and pulls him back in. Another one, and James Frost is on his back. Another quick tag from the veteran Mid-Atlantic Aces, and Tony Perdue is back in. Tony Perdue bringing James Frost to his feet just to punish that arm more. Arm breaker over that shoulder. And elbow after elbow right into the tricep of James Frost's left arm. James Frost still holding on in this match. But the Mid-Atlantic Aces not letting go that arm. I say as Kevin Tyler shoots him off. And a double clothesline. Both men are down. As I was saying, the Mid-Atlantic Aces have had control of James Frost's arm for most of this match. And as soon as Kevin Tyler took his eyes off that prize, shot James Frost out, the tables were at the very least evened up. And now James Frost crawling to the corner. Tony Perdue in. Anthony Xavier in. Anthony Xavier, big clothesline on Tony Perdue. Another big clothesline for Tony Perdue. Tony Perdue reeling. Anthony Xavier shoots him off. Reversal. Shoots Anthony Xavier off. And oh, cross body. Two. Almost had him there. Anthony Xavier with the explosion off the ropes onto Tony Perdue. Grabbing Tony Perdue's arm, trying for something, and Tony Perdue turns the tables. Oh! Reverses into that big ham hock of a punch and then nails him with that neck breaker, and Anthony Xavier is down. James Frost and Kevin Tyler fighting on the outside, continuing the fight, but Tony Perdue taking it to Anthony Xavier, now just kind of measuring him inside as he brings him up to his feet. And Anthony Xavier, small package. And Anthony Xavier and James Frost have done it. They have earned themselves a tag team shot at the champions.
Here are your winners,
Kevin Tyler and Tony Perdue.
Anthony Xavier and the Snowman, James Frost.
All right, Bobby Yella here. Oh, yes. Hello, Bobby Yella. It's good to see you too. Bobby Yella here, going to take on TJ Walker later tonight. TJ, of course, was the special ref in your match last week.
Hey, let me explain something to you. All my homies out here and all my homies at home seen what TJ Walker did to me, costing me the Unified Championship. Hey, but that's okay, because tonight TJ Walker is going to step through those ropes with the room shaker, the noise maker, the yellow man, and we're going to shake the place. All my homies in here know what time it is. TJ Walker knows what time it is. So tonight, baby, get ready. Hey, because we're going to set this place on fire. Hey, all my homies know what the yellow man about to do. Matter of fact, I'm going to the ring right now because the yellow man going to do three things. Hey, all my homies at home know what it is. All my homies right here in the Mountain State Sportatorium knows what it is. The yellow man gonna wild on them. I'm gonna style on them, and we gonna shake the room.
All right, Yellow Man fired up for his match tonight against TJ Walker.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall with television time remaining. Introducing first, from Oak Hill, West Virginia, weighing in at 235 pounds, TJ Walker. His opponent, from Roanoke, Virginia, weighing in at 232 pounds, he is the Yellow Man, Bobby Yella.
Right, folks, welcome back. This is Clutch Carver with our main event for tonight. We have Yellow Man Bobby Yella taking on TJ Walker in a grudge match of sorts. Last week, TJ Walker was the special guest referee for Bobby Yella versus Jeff Paul for the unified title. And TJ Walker, needless to say, I mean, he might disagree, but he did not call it down the middle, and Bobby Yella is here to contest that. Bobby Yella back to get a pound of flesh for what he felt was a very unfair match. And I had to say, at some points in that match, it almost did seem 2-on-1. But tonight we have Phil the ref in the ring, calling it straight down the middle. TJ Walker backed Bobby Yella up into the corner already. TJ Walker, of course, one half of the PWL Tag Team Champions with Dixon Bad. Dixon Bad, of course, conspicuous by his absence tonight, perhaps in Thailand or the local gas station. Who knows with Dixon Bad. But TJ Walker also in that television title hunt, but trying to impede Bobby Yella's quest for the unified title here in APW. TJ Walker and Bobby Yella just kind of taking their time to start off this match. Walker comes in and lock up, and Walker already has a wrist almost across the eyes of Bobby Yella and powers him back in the corner. Referee calling, counting and calling for the clean break, but a clean break from TJ Walker those are few and far between. And Bobby Yella trying to check that eye. TJ Walker comes on. Oh! And another, just a blatant thumb to the eye. TJ Walker, big smile across his face. And TJ Walker with a big arm across the back of Bobby Yella, followed by this side headlock. And TJ Walker wrenching it in on Bobby Yella. And Bobby Yella already trying to fight back. Those shots to the midsection, shoots TJ Walker off. And TJ Walker gains the advantage with a quick shoulder tackle and a 2 count. TJ Walker, say what you want about his methods, but this is a man who is highly skilled, and he is on you at every opportunity he can get. But Bobby Yella, despite erring on the side of the Angels, is no stranger to fighting dirty. No stranger to fighting dirty when he has to. I think he perhaps accidentally got a little bit of TJ Walker's hair in his fist there. But TJ Walker bringing it right back to him. Front face lock on Bobby Yella. And right now it's just been somewhat of a combination of technical wrestling mixed with brawling. They'll grab a hold and then just start beating on one another. And Bobby Yella finds his way out of that headlock into a wrist lock, ringing the arm of TJ Walker. Bobby Yella gives TJ Walker a clean break. we know that TJ Walker will not give him that kindness in return. Walker now huffing and puffing a little bit as he walks around the ring, obviously a little bit frustrated. Bobby Yella tell him to come on, let's get to this. But Bobby Yella goes around with a waist lock into a headlock. TJ Walker tried to reverse out of that. TJ Walker now clenching the arms around Bobby Yella, trying to take away some of that leverage from that headlock. Bobby Yella wrenches and TJ Walker down to a knee for a second. TJ Walker, belly to back suplex, powered out of that. 1, 2. Impressive display of power from TJ Walker on Bobby Yella. Almost a deadlift of that belly to back suplex. And TJ Walker now just going straight to the chicanery, choking Bobby Yella directly on the ropes. And Bobby Yella chopped him in the midsection, starts throwing hands, but TJ Walker trying to slap the skin right off of Bobby Yella's chest. And TJ Walker just coming back in with a fury right on Bobby Yella, measured him, fist right into the forehead of Bobby Yella. And a pointed elbow drop right on Bobby Yella to almost a nonchalant cover, but then TJ Walker remembered to hook the leg, but Bobby Yella already had the momentum to kick out. Bobby Yella fighting back, hitting the midsection, throwing the hands at the head. TJ Walker off the ropes. Big hip toss on TJ Walker, and he's hurting. Bobby Yella snatches the arm again, back into an arm wringer. Now an arm bar, a standing arm bar, into an arm drag takeover. TJ Walker in a bit of pain there, trying to tell the ref that Bobby Yella's pulling his hair. I saw no hair pull myself. TJ Walker trying to fight back up. Bobby Yella in control of this match, and Bobby Yella tried an arm drag. TJ Walker, yet another impressive display of power, blocking that arm drag and then taking him back over into an arm drag of his own, and now TJ Walker in control. It's just been back and forth between these two veterans of APW. TJ Walker jawing with the crowd, one of his favorite pastimes. Scoop slam on Bobby Yella, and just a stomp right to the chest. Two count on Bobby Yella, and then right back into a choke. TJ Walker relentless in his attack on Bobby Yella. Now crossing the wrist over across the chin of Bobby Yella, and then just pulls his arms back into a rear chin lock. Up to his feet, trying to use that leverage from on high to wrench that chin lock in. Wear Bobby Yella down. And then drives a knee right into the bottom of the spine of Bobby Yella. Bobby Yella not giving up, though. Bobby Yella almost got up, and then TJ just yanked him back down. Looked like he had the hair there. Referee checking in on Bobby Yella. And then TJ Walker just out of that chin lock just starts grabbing at Bobby Yella's face. Referee with the count there. Now TJ Walker back into the chin lock, the rear chin lock. That knee still in the back of Bobby Yella. Bobby Yella back to his feet. Up and Bobby Yella using the momentum of TJ Walker gets out of the predicament. Walker goes into the turnbuckle, and Bobby Yella with a quick short double axe handle. He saw TJ Walker and had to make a move, and certainly did. Bobby Yella back on top of TJ Walker just like that. Boot to the midsection. Is he going for a suplex? Powers him up. Slingshot suplex. Could this be it? Oh my goodness. 1, 2. TJ Walker has actually been very good about hooking the leg, but all the power that it took to hit that huge slingshot suplex on Bobby Yella. He forgot to hook the leg. He could have had him there. And TJ Walker now with the Boston Crab working over Bobby Yella, and Bobby Yella has the ropes. TJ Walker hanging on. Referee counting, but TJ Walker, of course, will take every second of this count to inflict the pain on Bobby Yella. Bobby Yella slowly getting back to his feet, but TJ Walker walking around the ring, getting his breath back. This match has taken its toll on both men. Bobby Yella, little combination. It's a low blow there from TJ Walker on Bobby Yella, and TJ Walker is on the outside with Bobby Yella. Referee checking on Bobby Yella, and TJ Walker with a chair. TJ Walker with a chair on Bobby Yella. Referee gets it out of his hand. TJ Walker, this match is over. TJ Walker just giving up the ghost on trying to win the match, and is now just trying to hurt Bobby Yella. Throws him into the post. Bobby Yella is down. Bobby Yella the winner by disqualification. And TJ Walker now just working over Bobby Yella on the ground. Fist after fist, just right in the, looks like he caught him on the side of the head, but.
I want everybody in this room and everybody at home to listen. There's not going to be no yelling. There's not going to be any screaming. People say, TJ, Bobby's your friend. Why don't you show him a little grace? He was only trying to help. I don't see a friend. I see jealousy. I see somebody that wasn't around and lost their spot in line. Bobby should be where I'm at right now. Maybe I'm farther along. But he chose a rap career and a future in music. While we were playing packed out houses, he was at the Nights Inn in Hillsville doing rap music. You made your choice, Bobby. You made your bed, you gotta lie in. I know you were trained by legends, and you've wrestled with the best, and beaten the best, and you've had more titles than I've had matches. But this is personal. I could track you down on the street and beat you, but I'd go to prison for that. Just so happens we work in a place where I get to fight you for money. And it might take me 6 or 8 trials, but I'm gonna put you out of this business because I'm sick of your mouth and your music sucks.